Hello. The other day I was thinking about how to check for redundant glue in the puzzles, because some puzzles could have situations where you don't use all the glue present, or if you use it is unnecessary, and there could be a solution, or a simpler solution, or a solution with the same steps but not using glue. And I thought I was going to modify the generator to check after we find the solutions. Let me increase a bit the font. After we check the solutions, check one by one and remove glue, and check if the solutions are equivalent, etc. But I realized that I can do something a bit more crude, but equally effective. And given the fact that I will generate for this game perhaps millions of candidate levels before the curation, I'm doing already something to restrict the size of the puzzles, which is sort during the treatment of the raw puzzles. We sort the puzzles. Let me check. Yeah, we sort the puzzles by size before checking for duplicate signatures. The signatures I will explain on another video perhaps, but signatures are elements of the puzzle that identifies the puzzle or the solution of a puzzle in a way that make two puzzles, two different visually different puzzles, identical to the for the game design purposes. So I'm storing in the level data for each level a different signature, and I have a series of scripts that check for those signatures. So in the case of the size of the puzzles, I managed to sort before the processing of the discarding of the equivalent puzzles. We sort the puzzles by size. So if there are two puzzles that are equivalent according to the signatures, we treat the smaller one, we give priority to the smaller one, and the size is simply, in this case, so far I'm using the size as an indicator of the space of the puzzle. If you consider the space the player has to maneuver, that is the size currently. I could enhance that measurement in the future, of course. I will take into account other things. And in this case, with the glue situation, I realized that I can sort, I could add information about the size, about the glue, the number of glue elements to the puzzle, and use it. For example, if I add add this variable here to the class puzzle. Let me check. Yeah. Glues, and we could, in theory, in the constructor, initialize before the creation of the crates. Let me check. Yeah. This is sorry. Initialize the glues variable, and here we update it, in this case with 4, because we are adding, in the case of the concentrated glue mode, we are adding 4 pieces of glue for each crate that is completely sticky. And in these cases, we add 1 for each glue we add. And I think that's it for the generator code. Let me see. I put the information here. Yeah. p.glues. Let me check that it compiles. And if we generate levels, let's see. Of course, in this case, yeah, we have the information. We are not using it yet, but it's very simple indeed. I'll show you. We are sorting. We are not sorting yet, but if we add to this sorting function the glue, we must parse that information. Python is so dirty sometimes. We have we have to encapsulate this like that. Yeah, sort receives a function, a key that we can provide, like a function that in this case returns a tuple or tuple. I never know the correct pronunciation. A tuple of values. Before it was only the size, but now we want to sort the levels by number of glues present, or quantity of glue, if you like. So in this case, if we generate more levels, let's see, imagine, yeah, I think if we generate levels, let me check the memory consumption. It's not so much. The generator could sometimes use quite a bit of RAM. So for each change I add, in this case it was not a change that affected the RAM consumption, but it's already like a ritual for me. Check that after each change. Okay, now we see that the easier levels do not have glue because they are they are the first. Yeah. Okay, of course this will only work will only work well when I have millions and millions of levels, because to find two equivalent levels is statistically difficult, depending on the size of the average size of the levels, etc. But given that I plan when the obviously not yet, but when all the mechanics of the game are in place, I will of course let the computer search for millions and millions of levels, and sorting them afterwards will be easier than imagining some kind of crazy logic to make levels unique, because like I always say, it's better to make the computer work for us instead of us work for the computer. That's the magic of procedural generation, specifically offline procedural generation, because obviously if the game must generate the levels on the fly when the player is or before the player is loading the game, this will be not very advisable, because the machine of the player would be overwhelmed by this kind of computations. If I want to include millions and millions or thousands or even thousands of levels, I prefer to generate them offline in my machine and make the curation process myself and ship a predefined set of levels, a big set of levels, but controlled by me, using let's say artisanal curation. So it's in reality it's a hybrid approach, because the levels are procedural, but in the end this script that currently only analyzes the most superficial parts of the levels, like the size and the number of glues, etc., and the signature of the solutions. This will evolve as I add more and more features to the game and make the generation more complex. Obviously the curation part will be more complex, so I prefer to make the all that process offline and ship a set of levels finally controlled by me. Okay, I'm rambling a bit, but that's part of my process that I wanted to show. So perhaps it's enough for now, for today. So as always, if you enjoy this kind of information, please like the video and share it with people that could enjoy this kind of discussion or technical descriptions. Thanks.